This is a teacher-facing video to explain the code for the water pump in Lesson 16. Because the pump is triggered by soil moisture, the code is very similar to the soil moisture sensor code from Lesson 3, with some key differences. But first, a key similarity students will notice and highlight in the lesson. Both sets of code contain compound conditionals. All this means is an if statement inside of another if statement. Most of the code in the forever loop only works if button A was pressed, and then different symbols are seen or actions take place if the soil moisture falls in certain ranges. Now on to the differences. The pump code cuts out some of the capabilities of the soil moisture code alone. We are stuck with the smiley faces for output. Otherwise, button A makes the water pump behave mostly the same as button B in the soil moisture code. There are some new pieces. First, in the start block, we have off and on variables that are set to 0 and 1. At this point, students don't need to worry about this convention, though some who are more familiar with binary might notice the similarity. A 0 is necessary to switch the pump off, and a 1 to switch it on. In the forever loop, we have the same input from P0 for the soil moisture sensor, but then we have some new blocks that say digital write P5. These control the pump. Right now, the pump is off at high moisture and on at low moisture, but we could easily change those variables to flip that. This is the lowest level of students' challenge. Alternatively, we could adjust the number ranges to accomplish the same goal. At higher levels of challenge, students can change the outputs to include different symbols, numbers, charts, or even sounds. They can also modify the code to have the soil moisture sensor connected to one microbit with the water pump connected to another in a separate location. Sample code is provided to teachers to help hint at students how they might accomplish this. The key idea is to have the soil moisture sensor and send on or off signals. Then modify the radio receiver code to include the digital write pen blocks that use on or off values sent to them to control the pump. In the sample code, sender and receiver code are included together, and it can all be downloaded to both microbits. If multiple groups are taking on this challenge, some will need to change their group to a different number so that there is not radio interference.